In Fear of Bold Women, Kamala Harris, Romance Heroines, and the Power Society Fears. There's a special kind of energy that radiates from Vice President Kamala Harris, one that some people absolutely love and others, well, don't. It's not just her political position that stirs up strong reactions. It's her unapologetic boldness, her brash confidence, and yes, that joyful, full-bodied laugh that lights up the room. To some, these traits are refreshing, a signal that women in power can lead without sacrificing their humanity. But for others, her boldness is exactly the problem. It makes me wonder, why is society so afraid of powerful women? The truth is, Harris's boldness and joy strike a deep cultural nerve. We've been trained over centuries to be suspicious of women who take up space, who lead with confidence, and who find joy in their lives while doing it. From the witch trials of the 1600s to the way we talk about female leaders today, society has always had a complicated relationship with powerful women. During the witch trials, it wasn't just women practicing folk medicine who were accused of witchcraft. It was women who held power, owned property, or possessed knowledge that men didn't understand. These were women who didn't fit into the mold of what a quote-unquote proper woman was supposed to be: submissive, quiet, self-sacrificing. Their defiance of those norms was threatening, and so they were cast as dangerous, and in many cases, they paid for that threat with their lives. Fast forward to today, and while the methods have changed, the reaction hasn't. Powerful women like Kamala Harris face constant scrutiny, not just for their policies, but for their personalities, their voices, even their laughter. Harris's joyful, booming laugh, something we'd likely celebrate in a man as a sign of confidence, has been weaponized against her, portrayed as a sign of frivolity or arrogance. It's the same dynamic that's led to the demonization of countless powerful women throughout history. But here's the thing. That boldness, that laugh, that joy, it's exactly what makes her powerful, and it's exactly what makes romance heroines so beloved. In romance novels, we see women just like Harris, bold, confident, unafraid to stand up for themselves. They have no qualms about taking up space, whether it's in the boardroom or the bedroom. These heroines, often complex and multidimensional, embody the very traits that our culture has been conditioned to fear in women: power, autonomy, and unapologetic confidence. And here's the best part. They're loved for it. Think about some of the best romance heroines. Elizabeth Bennet from Pride and Prejudice, who refuses to settle for anything less than a marriage of equals. Or Elle Woods from Legally Blonde. She's smart, fashionable, and refuses to shrink herself for anyone. She doesn't change who she is to fit in, and that's what makes her such a powerful heroine. Like Kamala Harris, Elle shows us that loving ourselves first, our quirks, our boldness, our joy, is the key to unlocking any kind of relationship, whether romantic or professional. These women are adored for their independence, their wit, their willingness to stand up for themselves, not just waiting for someone to rescue them. They're rescuing themselves, thank you very much. In romance, the bold, confident woman isn't someone to fear. She's someone to celebrate. These heroines remind us that we don't need to change who we are to find love or success. They can step into their full power, quirks and all, and still be lovable, respected, and admired. So why can't we apply the same logic to real life? Why is it that when women like Kamala Harris exhibit those same qualities, joyful, confident, commanding, they're met with fear and criticism rather than admiration and respect? It's because powerful women challenge the status quo. They demand more of themselves, and they ask those around them to do the same. And that, for some, is terrifying. But as romance readers and writers, we know better. We know that these bold women, whether in the pages of a book or on the global stage, represent the future we want to see. A future where power and joy can coexist, and where a woman's worth is measured by the strength of her character, not by how quietly she can fit into society's mold. Love yourself like a heroine. Ready to be unapologetically you? Take a page from Elle Woods or Kamala Harris and embrace it fully. Own your quirks, your power, your laugh, because that's what makes women lovable and powerful, both in fiction and real life. 1. Ask yourself, what part of your personality have you been shrinking? 2. What part of your unapologetically bold, joyful, or brash self have you been holding back? And 3. Will you commit to letting that part of you shine even for 1 minute to see how it feels? What should we add to our TBR? Got a romance read to recommend? Which bold and fearless romance heroine has inspired you to embrace your own power? Can you think of a romance novel heroine who defies expectations, like Kamala Harris or Elle Woods? Who is she, and why does she resonate with you? What romance heroine's unapologetic confidence would you love to embody in your own life? Leave a comment.